So in the last video, you learned how to make a standard traditional handle. And in this video, I'm going to show you a way to customize that handle a little bit more so it's even more personal and fits your hand even better. I have since ripped off the old handle from the last video and smoothed that area on my cup and made a new coil, also carrot shape. Okay, so this is something else you can do once you've got your carrot shaped coil that's different from the last handle in the last video. What you want to do that's slightly different is you take your rolling pin, so in my case a can of starch, for those of you doing this at home, and you just like gently, lightly roll over the coil and apply a little bit of pressure. You don't want to hulk out. You don't want to flatten this completely. You just want to slightly flatten it so it's not this perfectly round carrot shape. Ever so gently. You're not using the wooden dowels, so your arms need to be nice and steady. So you can see the coil carrot shape handle is still kind of fat and chunky, but it's definitely flatter, okay? And the reason you want this flat area is to allow for the next step, which is to create a thumb groove, okay? A customized thumb groove. Now, to do a thumb groove, you're going to use 3 fingers, your thumb, your index finger, and your middle finger. I'm a lefty, so I'm going to use my left hand. And you want to dunk those 3 fingers in some water, and then you're going to grip the side of your now flattened coil, slightly flattened coil. You're going to grip the side with your thumb and your middle finger, and you're going to slide down with your index finger. So even though we call it a thumb groove, it's technically your index finger that's making the groove, that's making basically like a pit, okay, or a well, or a channel. There's a couple different ways to describe it, but most people call it a groove, a thumb groove. So dunk those fingers in water and then just keep sliding down to the point where you have a noticeable groove, a noticeable dent. Okay, if you have any sharp edges as a result of doing that, smooth that away, round it off. Okay, and then go ahead and, just like before, get your handle in that shape of a letter C from the alphabet, or half of a heart. And again, you're going to squeeze the top of the handle and score it up, just like I mentioned in the last video. You're going to score up the part of the cup where the handle's going to go, and be aggressive when you score up those areas. So the thumb groove is kind of nice. Again, it's just added personalization, added customization to your handle, so it's even more user-friendly. And then again, make sure the top of your handle is fairly level with the top of your cup, with the rim. You don't want the handle way higher than the rim. Make sure your handle's not wonky and not off to one side, so it's nice and straight. Make a mark where you slip and score at the bottom, then go ahead and score that up. And then I'm going to add like another unique personal touch in a minute. And then I'm also going to add a piece of clay for further customization. So don't forget your water seal, like I'm doing right now, just to make sure the handle bonds to the cup officially. Now, in the last video I said you don't have to smooth your handle. It's recommended, but you don't have to blend it into the cup. You can leave it as is with the seam showing. Now, what a lot of ceramic artists like to do in that case is we like to take our thumb and leave a noticeable thumbprint at the top of the handle and then at the bottom of the handle. So we like to do 2 thumbprints. That's how you know it's made by NAIF and not factory made, right? It's not machine generated, it's made by hand. And you have the artist's, the ceramic artist's signature. So much like a painter signs their name at the bottom right-hand corner of a painting or drawing, this is how ceramic artists kind of sign their work, with these 2 thumbprints. Or you could just do 1 thumbprint if you don't want to do 2 thumbprints. Okay, and again, the thumbprint, that's optional. That's just kind of for funsies. But I definitely have a thumb groove on my handle, which is going to make it more user-friendly. And then if you want, you can take it a step further and make a thumb rest. And to make a thumb rest, you take a ball of clay like I have here, about the size of your thumbnail, and then flatten it. And again, kind of squeeze it where you're creating a noticeable thumb print, a thumb indentation. And you would slip and score that onto the top of your handle. You don't blend it, you just slip and score it on, and that is literally a place where your thumb can rest. Okay, again, that's just an added personalization technique that some ceramic artists like to do. Okay, otherwise, this is the finished coffee mug.